It's got to be like an episode of Twilight Zone, you know? The fucking house is on fire. The house is on fire, alright? Um, and I'm like trying to shout, like everybody gets to get out of this thing, you know? That's structurally done. We can't save the house. So we need to like get out, knock a couple beams down, let it burn to dust, and then build on the ashes. But it seems like everybody's in there talking about getting a new sink. Get a new sink and the house will be fine. Or if, get a new washer and dryer. Or just replace the cabinets. And the house is going to be fine. And that's the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. How many of you guys would take that seriously? If we were in a burning house together. And he was like, come on, get out, Chris. You're going to die, man. You're going to burn to death. And I'm like, nah, look, it's cool. Let's just replace the carpet on the steps. Maybe get a new vanity in the upstairs bathroom. Put a new garage door on, and everything will be cool. Maybe even new locks on the doors. Everything will be fine. Y'all knocked me out and dragged me out so I wouldn't die, right? Because I'm a fucking retard, if that's what I would say. But that's exactly what happened anytime I say anything to anybody about the undeniable situation in this country. We are no longer a union of free, sovereign, independent states. We are a homogenous nation, ruled upon by a political class with a shadowy oligarch topping it all, a loudmouth face, I don't know, mouthpiece, I guess, and the political class, the new nobility, legislating and regulating anything they would like, any behavior, regulating my non-behavior. And I'm saying, it's on fire. It's on fire. This house is on fire, guys. We got to get out. We got to go to Washington. We got to knock a couple beams out, let it fall in, burn down. When it's out, rake the ashes and build on top of it. And everybody's talking about a new sink. And they're talking about getting new cabinets. I just wait until the painters are on their way. Or the painters are supposed to be here in the next election. We'll put new paint on, it'll be fine. Or we're going to add onto the house. We're just going to put a new addition onto the back of the house. And the burning at the front won't matter. And if you guys don't get the crazy metaphor I'm using, that would be elections and amendments. It doesn't make sense. You're going to add on to a burning building? Seems kind of sketchy to me. I'm not helping. I don't want no parts of that. Or we're going to trust these painters to come into this house and not get affected by the heat, not get burned a little bit. You can't send an outsider to Washington and they remain an outsider. That's not the way it works. They never remain outsiders for long. Even the most respected people in the U.S. Congress are part of the system now, and they cannot be trusted. That's you too, Rand Paul. And all I want is to know that my girls are going to be able to have a family, be able to have kids, and raise them with the same freedoms and the same liberties that I did. And I have never experienced America at its optimal. I've never rode in this car and it was running in peak condition. When I got into the car, it was already had back struts going out. I think there was a tie rod bad because we keep making left turns. It's just insane. But, at least we was able to drive. We've been able to drive up till now. And it's not going to be like that, for my kids, unless we do something now. And I feel like this is it. I'm 33. Probably live till my mid-50s, just based on my family history, genetics. All my uncles, my grandfather all died before the age of 56. So, I'm middle-aged. So I got about 20 years. I got 20 years to try to do something. Other people my age, though, y'all got more time than that. Y'all got 40 years. Sometimes even 50. And you'll probably be begging to die by then, but, there's time to do this. But that's it. If the last of the early millennials, because that's it, it's the early millennials. If you were born after 1985, or if you were born between 85 and I'll say 91, to be fair, even if you were born in the 90s, eat shit. But if you were born between 85 and 91, that small sliver of the millennial generation, we have this responsibility. We have this burden on our shoulders, and can we rise to the occasion? I don't think we can. I don't know that we will. We can. I don't know that we will. I don't know if people want to. But I'm back to be a crazy person again. I'm gonna keep shouting and yelling. I needed time to take perspective, because you get so caught up in all this, especially with Twitter. And there's this demand by nobody. There's this huge demand that you feel, this pressure you feel to stay out there and stay relevant. And it makes me laugh now, because now I just pretty much get on there and joke. I try to pick fights on everyone. Nobody wants it. And I say that not as arrogance or as pride. I say that as nobody wants it. I'll debate anybody on any point of any progressive ideology, and I will bury you. Conservatives, I will debate any conservative person about my position, about what I feel. Not what I feel, what I know. The logic of it. We'll debate on that, and I'll bury you. You cannot prove me wrong. It's futile to debate it. And a lot of people have said, oh, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, you're right about that. And that's right. Well, you're sure right about that, Chris. But a lot of talking, not a lot of action. See, I'm an action guy. And that's probably why I got in so much trouble when I was younger. Because even in doubt, even if you don't know what to do, even in the face of overwhelming odds, the violence of action can just be the deciding factor. And that's how I've always been. I put my money where my mouth is. I picked a fight with my state senator. I reached out, made inquiries about restoring federalism to my state representative for my district. I wrote to the governor. I wrote to the Speaker of the Indiana House, Brian Bosma, about these same subjects, about them restraining the federal government and taking their position back. I mean, that's a story for another day, but I put my money where my mouth is. But I'm a guy. I'm probably shuffled away in some file drawer somewhere. Potential crazy guy. Look out for him to come up here with a gun or some stupid shit like that. But why? I'm not wrong. I want to respect or trust the process, as the cliche goes. But since that's not gonna happen, I'm just I'm content to burn it the fuck down. I'm content to burn it down. I'm content to point out everything that's wrong. I'm content to needle people and goad people into getting angry. Get angry at me. Get angry at somebody. Get angry to do something, though. Action. The violence of action. Get on your fucking feet. Point your weapon and fire. Because then I'll at least be able to say I tried. Going to be a little less. Never been known for my tact, but it's going to have a lot less tact than before. I'm probably going to show up on some lists. Maybe. Might get talked to by somebody. I welcome it. Just for nothing else than a funny YouTube video where I'm telling them to eat shit and get away from me. But can anybody else throw something in on this? We all want to live free. We all want to ride in the Cadillac, but nobody wants to put in gas money. Everybody just wants to ride in the free, feel the leather. Oh, it's so supple. But they don't want to put in no gas money. Hey, you got some ducats on my oil change? No, nobody wants to do that. So fuck it, I'm gonna drive. I'll get in the driver's seat of this, and I'm going to ride in this mug until the wheels fall off. Which, pardon my sloppy and very sketchy metaphors I keep using, but this is the way it has to be, for my own conscience. I violated my conscience when I took time off from doing the podcast and all that jazz. And violating my conscience is sinning against God. And by sinning against God, I started to have issues in my life. But I'm cool now. I've regained my drive, so to speak. I'm thinking a lot about things. And so, as I get close to the 10-minute mark, I just want to say, I want to talk about one thing, and that is the real disappearance of God from America, and the liberal left, the neoliberals, as I like to call them, the progressives, the cultural Marxists, all these fucks, they've always been known to not like God. Um, they hate him, so they shuffle him out, try to build government up to be God. But it was always something strictly for them, atheism, agnosticism, and all these other weird hokum religions was never something that was seen on the right. And when it was very rare. It was something you looked at like an accident on the side of the road. But now you see this, it's pretty common now, and it's actually something, well, I'm not a Christian, I'm just a conservative, I'm a small government conservative, that's the defining factor for a conservative now. It's not you have moral conviction, it's not you have a respect for your creator, it's not that you love your neighbor, that's not the defining characteristic anymore. I'm a small government conservative because I want to do fucking heroin. That's what it is. I'm a small government conservative because I want to be able to fucking do whatever. They want unbridled liberty. Without being tempered by the principles of the Judeo-Christian worldviews. And this is a Christian country. Thomas Jefferson's letter to the Banbury Baptists notwithstanding, this is a Christian country. It was created by not religionists, in the words of Patrick Henry, but by Christians. And it is because of these Christians that others of all stripes, of all faiths, have been able to come and worship freely. Okay? But we're abandoning this. Our Christian country is abandoning Christian tenets, using unbridled liberty and becoming hedonists, and calling themselves conservative, and not knowing that they are working the bellows for the forge, for the chains that we're going to be wearing. Patrick Henry, this is my guy, man. You see my Twitter name? He said, "It is when people forget God that tyrants forge their chains." Okay? Seems apparent, because with the absence of God, as God recedes from us as we push him away, because he loves us. He's going to give us what we want. He's like, "We don't want you around, God. Get out of here. You're an asshole. You're trying to tell me what to do." He said, "All right, guys, I love you. I just want you to be happy. So I'm back up. Let's see how happy this makes you." So, unbridled liberty leads to sin. Sin is what? It's not putting money in the offering plate. What it is it's rape and murder, broken homes. It's like marriage is a joke. The government's part of it, though. That's why it's a joke. But our culture has become a fucking cesspool. So now the government has to step in. We've got to forge these chains. Guys, you've got to put these fucking shackles on because look what you're doing to yourselves. William Penn, he's a sharp one. He's a smart guy. He said, "These people who will not be ruled by God will be ruled by tyrants." So it's like you're going to turn away from the tempering force or the regulating force of God and rely on the new God, the government, to do this for us. And then you cry. You cry when your freedoms are gone. As a country, as individuals, we need to find something. I'm not one to force my beliefs on anybody, but I'll debate you on them and I'll smash you. We need to find something though to temper this fire that lives in all humans, to be complete, despicable, cretin pieces of shit, because that's what we are. We're selfish. We're lustful, we're covetous, we're thieving, we're liars. We got to find something to stop that. If God's not going to be your temperance, the government will. A God can be anything. So I'm going to leave you with that. We got to put the brakes on this unbridled liberty. We, as a country, need to reorient ourselves and think about revolution. And I mean revolution, not rebellion, but revolution. A turning, a return, a circling around and coming back to where we started. If we do not do that, we're screwed. So, with that, I want to say, happy early birthday, Jesus. I hope everybody gets so super full tonight that they pass out with their shoes on. Merry Christmas.